So here we go, about to get started. Jake had a much longer opening round match. Nick had a shorter, easier paced match. Both have had quite a bit of time to rest. Jake coming out, nice hand fighting. Nick sits right away, looking for some butterfly, looking to get it front head into the legs. The opening round, Jake showed some really nice defense against some upper body attacks and some chokes. Nick's a very, very well-rounded attack. He can attack upper body, back, very good leg locker as well. Nice sweep attempt right into a front headlock. Now Nick trying to set that arm up. He has a good angle. Jake doing a good job, rolling, coming through on top, and he uses it to reverse. Nick getting back to his guard, but Jake doing a good job trying to keep the legs away. Very nice little scramble from both guys. Slowed the game down just a little bit. Nick now into the closed guard. And again, we're seeing a lot of closed guard today. Game slowing down just a bit. And we saw a real patient game from Jake in the opening round. So he's not going to get the guy who's going to get opened up just for the sake of it. He's going to play his game at his pace. I have a feeling Nick's going to be the one to kind of push the pace in this match. Nick's starting to crawl those legs up, looking for a little bit more of a high guard action, looking for a little head and arm pinch. Jake now has the guard open. See his passing strategy. Nick has a tough guard to pass. Very good knee shield, very good open guard. Dangerous getting underneath for the legs. Nick heists up to get back to his feet. Nick with a nice shot. Uses it to
double leg from downtown.
Jake John looking for head and arm as Nick's trying to enter the legs.
Interesting scramble here.
Looks like Nick is going to get that leg exposure once he can clear that head control.
I don't think there's a name for this one yet.
Both guys being patient in their position. I think Nick's going to wind up being able to pull through and get that leg exposure that he's looking for. Jake doing a good job keeping that foot from coming over his hip and scrambling away. Very nice.
Good defense.
Jake has shown really good defense in both his fights. He just looks like a tough guy to get good positions on, and even when you get deep, he's able to pummel and get inside. Nick doing a really good job of being heavy in the head from the bottom and then using it to pull and have high stop to come on top. I have a feeling we may see that again. And then if Jake pulls back to not allow that to happen, he's going to come underneath and try to go for the legs. But now Jake has a nice control of the head. Nick was looking to get into that nice, almost kind of guard, maybe Sami position, but Jake was wise, able to work back, but Nick's back to kind of more of a full guard. But now with the non-closed guard, feet inside, more of a butterfly situation. Better position to pass for Jake.
Pressure here from Jake, a really deep underhook. Decides to limp arm out, possibly feeling the threat of a mirror lock.
Jake using that foot in the bicep control. That's halfway into this match. Nick now back to the closed guard. Doing a really good job with these head and arm pinches from the bottom, using them to create some angles. We're going to reset to the center in the closed guard. This has been a very, very even match so far. No one really getting quite a bit ahead. Nick's starting to crawl the legs up a little higher, trying to get some head control. Here's some talking going from the bottom, from both guys, but I'm not really sure what they're saying. I think Jake is trying to get Nick's head a little bit. Nick is a very seasoned competitor, though. It's going to be tough to get in his head, I think. Yeah, always interesting to see the gamesmanship and how it comes out as we get deeper into this tournament.
I completely agree. Back to this kind of heavy hip sprawl passing position here from Jake on top. Nick shooting for that double leg again.
I think Jake's game plan of kind of making this a long, drawn-out match is starting to work for him. Starting to get Nick to open up a little bit.
Sure.
And again, it's a tiring strategy, but we have seen a few times over the years at Midwest finishers that guys just come out with really smart defensive strategies, kind of getting opponents tired in regulation and winning in overtime and winning tournaments that way. It can be a very, very hard thing to deal with if you have an opponent who strategically comes to plan into these long, kind of drawn-out fights, and you try to push a hard pace, and then you kind of get worn out as you attack. Because Jake looks very hard to get any kind of offense going on.
There's that head and arm pinch you had been talking about earlier. Doing a really good job with that. Control posture, create some opportunity.
To me, it seems like Nick's starting to look a little bit more frustrated, like he's trying to really open up. He wants something to happen, and Jake is just not giving him anything to work with. Now some muffling.
Jake's pressure seems like it would be tough to deal with, to say the least.
Yeah. I would be surprised to see Nick start crawling the legs up a little bit, that he has this open, this overhook. But I think Jake is just waiting for that so he can push him down.
It doesn't look like he's actively trying to open the guard.
No. But again, this is where when you're doing submission only, like he's not going to put himself in extra risk. Like he's trying to open the guard, but only in the ways that's going to be safe for him.
Sure.
If it's not safe, he's just going to hang out.
Play it cool.
Nice foot sweep.
Aggressive foot sweep attempt. Nick catches himself before his butt hits the mat.
Jake now with the hands locked behind the head, pulling on Nick's back. This is a way to really wear an opponent down. Again, classic Wagner Rocha stuff here for the Wagner Rocha student, Jake Straus. An aggressive hand fighting, pulling the neck. Nick pulling the 2-on-1. These guys are trying to win that war of attrition. Nick with a deep shot. Now he's caught in the head and arm position. Nick sits right back to his closed guard.
It was a much better setup, if you ask me, by Nick that time.
Honestly, I think that's what Jake wanted, though. I think he wanted him to shoot, to try to attack the arm, and even if he gets caught, he'd either go back to the closed or continue to go to his guard, make him use energy on those shots. And I think the strategy, I think, is just to get him to overtime now and use it. Be confident that you can win these battles. Again, more muffles from the top. He's just trying to mess with Nick, it seems.
Clearly trying to get him tired, yeah.
And just frustrated and trying to get him to open up and make a mistake. And that muffle is not going to submit a guy like Nick Craton, but it does when you're tired 9.5 minutes in. It's hard to breathe.
Doesn't make your job any easier, that's for sure.
No one likes to get muffled, even if it's not really messes with you. No one enjoys it.
Nick aggressively trying to cut the angle here, trying to get the elbow across the center line in some way.
It's hard because if you don't want to open your guard because you're worried about giving up the pass or giving up easy escape, it's hard to attack against a guy who's defensive like Jake is, who has solid fundamentals, keeping the head inside, keeping the arms inside. And with that, we're going to go to OT. So this will be an interesting battle. Jake was really good in his OT in round 1. Nick being a very experienced competitor, both through Midwest finishers and almost every rule set, he has a very well-balanced game. He's good in the yard. So there's going to be some conjecture, I think, about where the hands should be in our starting spots. Both guys getting set. Let's see what Nick can do. Nick gets the body triangle, but it's not particularly tight. It's not fully locked in. Now there's some pummeling for the hand.
Really aggressive chin strap.
Yeah, Nick wants to finish this. After some of the gamesmanship in that regulation, I know he's going to go hard and fast for these arms. Corner calling for the Thunderlock. Teammate Max Hansen, one of the best Thunderlocks around. Jake doing a good job scrambling, but he could not get the elbow free, and Nick stays behind. He needs to clear that right elbow. And Nick's able to recover and get to the back. Now with this kind of Kimura grip,
See if he opts to go back for the seat ball.
he may be going for Thunderlock. With the body triangle, he can go for that Thunderlock.
You're right. It looks like he is definitely interested.
We're going to have to pull them back so there's not a lock. Resetting in the middle. With the cameramen, the refs. So this is a very, very interesting position. He's trying to pull that elbow behind the head. While doing, he's using a ton of ride time. The hand is now cleared. He can try to force that through. I don't think he has the right angle currently to get that Thunderlock. He doesn't. He gives up position. Jake's trying to try to repummel, come back. But now Nick resets. Jake now trying,
Right down the triangle.
yeah, using those inside foot position. That allows Nick to get back to kind of a more traditional over-under seatbelt grip and start looking for the choke. Jake's doing a good job not letting him get under the chin. Now he's going to the arm bar.
Very, very aggressively.
And there's the escape. But still quite a long ride. But Jake doing a really great job escaping. Showing really, really tough to break through defense. They're going to get a good, solid seatbelt grip here. Again, they're fighting for their positions. They're going to make Nick straighten his back out. Nick trying to really create that scramble. But Jake doing a good job keeping it. Oh, this is going to be a tough position. He's got a short choke going on. He has a short choke. It's tight. And he gets the submission. Jake Straus with a short choke from the back in the OT to move on to our semifinal to take on Harrison Woods.